All right, let's get into it. Our book feature for this Wednesday, and the book we're talking about is The Best Advice I Ever Got, which is a collection of experiences, ideas, and views from South Africa's business and academic leaders, revealing their journeys from where they have started to where they are today. Now, joining me on the line is none other than the author of The Best Advice I Ever Got, Mapoko. Sia, good afternoon. Welcome to 2000 FM.
Hi, Ernst. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for making time to chat to us. First of all, tell us a bit about yourself. You call yourself a business scientist.
Well, actually, it's a very good question you ask. It's because I'm a scientist in business. My academic qualifications, I have a science degree. I studied chemistry and biochemistry. Mm-hmm. And what I've done since I left university, I've worked as a trader in an asset management firm where I was trading companies on the stock exchange, and then from there I moved on to start my own ventures, and I've been starting business, bringing the scientific research methods into the business world.
Let's talk about the book. How was it compiled? How did the concept come about?
The concept was actually a follow-up to my first book, which some of your listeners may know, titled Conversations with JSE Altex Entrepreneurs, which I wrote in 2008. Uh-huh. And I think that book was all about entrepreneurship, but now we decided to take this a step further and focus on leadership and personal development. And it's an idea that I started toying around with around 2009 and started working on it in June 2011. So it took about 15 months to meet all the people, about 32 of them, who are featured in the book.
Wow, that's quite extensive. And if memory serves, because I've only scraped the surface trying to read the book, because I only got it day before yesterday, that would make it Monday, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
It took you quite some time, I would imagine, to put it together. If memory serves, about 800 and odd pages?
No, it's not actually 800 pages. But the number 800 is relevant because the 32 people that are featured in the book, they are bringing to the project between 20 and 40 years of experience. Uh-huh. And when we added that up, it actually added up to over 800 years of leadership wisdom. And the book itself is about 240 pages.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, that's where I got it mixed up. That's why my disclaimer was if memory serves.
Great.
Talk us through the book format itself. How should a consumer use it?
This book is actually, when I was writing it, I guess like the first book I wrote, I always tried to write a book that I'd like to read. So it's very easy, and I like easy to read book. And I also write with a young person in mind because leadership books are very hectic, are very intense. Young people tend to shy away from those. But this one is a book that is written even for an 18-year-old can pick it up and read it. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to read it page by page. You could literally choose a chapter and read the chapter and feel that I've gotten something here. Or you could read a page because the first part of the book is literally one page where each person is sharing the best advice they ever got, and you could read that and feel like, wow, I learned something today. So it's very, very easy to read. And people can use as a reference for various challenges that they face in life and when they're looking for relevant advice.
Are you at liberty to tell us about some of the contributors there? As I mentioned earlier, you feature these best advices, if you will, by some of South Africa's captains of industries and business leaders as well.
Absolutely, it would be my pleasure to share. The book itself, the people that we have there are not only from business. We've got people from the business world. We've got people from the academic sector. I've got vice chancellors of universities, Wits University, UCT. I've got leaders of big non-profits in South Africa because, we know the role that non-profits play in changing our communities. And one of those leaders is someone who manages over 350 million rand of non-profit money every single year. And some of the names, if I may mention names, I've got guys like Sakima Gozoma, I've got the CEO of the JSE, Nikki Newton-King, I've got the MD of the Banking Association, Cascovedia, Becky Sabia, Mark Kutifani, who's now the new CEO of Anglo Gold. So and I've got international best-selling authors. I've got guys, Bill Gibson, who's Canadian, who's based here in South Africa. Mm-hmm. I've got John Kehoe, whom South Africans know well, who wrote a book called Mind Power.
You've got Kuvadia there as well?
That's correct, yes, from the Banking Association.
Now, of all the advices compiled, which one stood out the most for you? In other words, what's the best advice you ever got?
Great, again. The best advice, and I talk about this, I heard you when you were introducing me about an hour before we started talking, you mentioned that I talk about this advice, which I do in the introduction of the book. The best advice I ever got, I got actually from one of South Africa's most respected entrepreneurs, a guy called Mark Lambetti. And it was advice about success. And because everybody, there's so many books about success and 10 steps to success, or whatever the case. But he said success is something he measures daily in his own life. And I pondered that for many weeks to a point where I ended up saying, how can I measure my success? What would be the things that I measure in my own life and those things that I would measure daily? And there are only 4 things. So every night before I go to bed, I ask myself, did I learn today? What did I learn? What were the lessons from this day? And then the second thing is, did I love? And love, I mean, did I love my work? Did I have those moments where I was lost in the work because I was having so much fun? And did I care about people around me, my team, my clients, and everybody? And the third thing I measure is service. Did I serve? Because I'm an entrepreneur, and my work is all about serving clients. So did I serve people well? Are they happy? Did I get messages from people saying, thank you, Sia, you did a great job for us, etc., etc. And the last thing I measure is earnings. They always say that money is a nice way of keeping the score. So it's like football. Later today, we're going to measure those teams by scoring goals. So in business, you look at your bank account and say, hey, did I get paid today for doing a great job? So I measure earnings. I say, did I earn today? Because it's the reward that our clients give us for the great service that we offer them. So those are the 4 things I measure, and they come from the best advice I ever got.
Oh, fantastic. Just to wrap up, Sia, book available at all good bookstores?
That is correct, yes. And it's retailing for 256 Rand. And it's also available online on my website, which is siamapoko.co.za, and we give a discount there. So it only retails for 220 online. And we ship it for free all around South Africa. And I get to sign a book. Whoever orders online, I get to actually sign that copy before we even ship it to the person.
Oh, fantastic. And the proceeds will go towards a matric learner.
In fact, what we're doing it in a very innovative way. For every book that we sell, we will donate another book on behalf of the client who would have bought the book. So if we sell, for instance, so far about 4,000 copies, we already have 4,000 copies that we're going to give away. So the person who's buying a book, they become a giver. Although they receive their copy, but on our side, we print a free copy, which we give to someone else on their behalf. So everybody wins.
That is fantastic. You sound like a chirpy guy. Why not? Because you've got the best advice.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Sia. Thank you so much for chatting to us. All the best, eh?
Thank you so much, Ernst. Have a great one.
All right. You too. Sia Mapoko, the author of the book, The Best Advice I Ever Got. What else do I say? Get your hands on that book. It's available at all good bookstores.